Hi everybody, it's Mrs. Swistek here. I'm going to show you how to do the shapegrams that you see pictured here on the left. We've got 4 different ones I'm going to show you how to do. The first one I'm showing you is the emoji shapegram, and how we get started with that is by using the shape tool, which is up here in our toolbar. We're going to find it says oval, but it is a circle, and when you draw that, a little hint, hold down that shift button while you make your circle so it makes a nice perfect circle. Now to give it that nice thick black outline, I'm going to use the pencil tool to change the color to black, and maybe about an 8 pixel outline so it gets that nice thick black outline. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and choose the bucket tool and that nice golden yellow color. Now our next step is to create the eye, and again we're going to use that same circle shape. I'm going to go ahead and use that shift key while I'm drawing it so it stays nice and perfectly round. And Slides is so smart, it remembered that I was using yellow, but I don't want yellow. I want to change that to white, so there we go. And I don't want the outline so thick. Maybe I'm going to put it down to a 3 pixel outline. Now before I fly that eyeball into place, I'm going to go ahead and draw another circle, one that's a little bit smaller. That's going to be the pupil that goes right in the middle. And you'll see I'm drawing off to the side again, right not on top of my shape, so I can get it right. And then I can go and fly it up right into the middle. Let me try that again. There we go. Fly. Oh, it changed its shape on me. Undo and redo arrow icons are always so helpful. And take a look at that. Those red crosshairs show you that you're perfectly centered. I'm going to go ahead and use the bucket fill tool to turn it to black. And there we go. I have my eyeball. Now, how are we going to move it easily? I'm going to make sure I'm on my arrow key, and I'm going to select around that eyeball. It's going to select all of the shapes, and I'm going to make sure I use those red crosshairs. Look at how they pop up to show me I am in center, but I don't want it right in center. I want it up in that corner there so it looks like it's a little eyeball. It looks a little big, so I can go ahead and scale that down, make it a little smaller, just so it fits a little better. All right, awesome. Our next step is we're going to go ahead and find the half moon shape that is in our shape tools. There it is in the 3rd row. And right down here at the bottom, I'm going to draw myself a little moon. Now take a look at this. This is pretty neat, something I learned today. If I use that yellow handle, I can make it thicker. I can make it nice and thin. And our emoji icon has a black winking eye, so I'm going to go ahead and use the bucket fill tool to change the color. Check out how I rotate it by using that rotating handle. There we go. And I think I'm going to just make it a bit smaller so that it fits a little bit better. And there I go. I can fly it up into place. And look at that. It gives you a red outline to show that you're perfectly centered up with that other eyeball that you made. And I'm going to go ahead and just make it a little smaller. So now we have our winking eye. Our next step is to make the mouth. And I can go back up to my shape tools, going to look for that half moon shape again, and I drew it. There it is. I'm going to rotate around so it looks like a nice smile. And I'm going to change that color to black. There we go. Fly it right into place. And I can play with the handle. I can make my smiley face just a little bit bigger if I wanted to. I can even reshape my mouth. The last step, let's make that tongue. So I'm going to go up into the shape tool. I'm going to find, there it is, the tongue shape. It's the round same side corner rectangle. Wow, that's a lot to say. Going to go ahead and build that shape down over here, and I'm going to change it to a nice tongue color. Let's see, maybe this color right there. Perfect. Let me go ahead and rotate that around so the rounded part is at the bottom, and I can go ahead and fly that up into place. Might be a little big, so I'm going to go ahead and shrink that down a bit. Make sure it's not so tilted. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and move it up. Now, the last step to making this emoji icon is that line on the tongue. So we're going to go ahead and draw a nice line. Same thing with the circle. If you hold the shift key, your line will stay nice and straight. I'm going to go ahead and make it a nice bright red. And I'm going to go ahead and fly it into place onto my tongue. And of course, just go ahead and make it the right size. Let me move it up a tiny bit. And I'm going to make it a little bit thicker. There we go. There is our little emoji face, looking great. And now I can go ahead and use shapes for the background. So I think I'm going to just make some bubbles in the background. I'm going to use some circles. Now here is the problem. When you make your circles for your background, you're going to have to make sure. Why are my circles not drawing? Let's try that again. There we go. You're going to need to make sure that you put those circles behind your emoji face. Now, how do I do that? I go to Arrange, I go to Order, and I send it to the back. And now it's behind my emoji face. And I'm going to go ahead and play with some colors right now. I could make it whatever color I want, but I might like to use the gradient colors. And I'm going to click Custom, and I'm going to make them maybe a nice bubble color. So that means to me maybe some nice blue and purple. I think I'm going to add another color in there, turquoise color, just to give it a little more of a bubbly look. And I like that, so there we go. And now I can Control C, Control V, so I can make many different bubbles. And again, I do have to make sure I arrange it and order and send it to the back so that they don't block my cute little Bitmoji face. And that, my friends, is how you would go about creating that Bitmoji icon. Pretty easy. Hope you enjoyed.